What's going on, everybody? My name's Criddle, and today I want to go over how to build an atlas. Every single day in my stream, people say just build a pyramid, it's super easy and it works just fine. While that is true for Stonewood and Plankerton, that does not necessarily hold when you get into Canny Valley and Twine Peaks. In this video, I'm going to go over a couple of the flaws of the pyramid build and show you how to build my atlas, which hopefully will help you guys out as you get into some more challenging missions. Alright, so here's our atlas. I've already taken the liberty of clearing out everything around the area so we have a clean slate to work with. When building any base, one of the most important things to know is what element you're going to be up against so you know what kind of material to use. In this case, we're going to be up against fire enemies, as it told us after we placed the atlas. If you would like to know more about how elements work in this game, please refer to my video, which I'll link in the description below. So here's your standard pyramid build, and as you can see, it takes 9 tiles to create. You have 4 on each corner, 4 sides, and a top. One of the major problems with this build is you don't know where the husks are going to go, which tile they're going to attack, and which area to defend. Because of that, it's going to require more resources for traps and more building materials to block off areas you don't want the husks to go. So now let's take a look at the inverted atlas and how we build it. The first thing you want to do is place 45-degree walls facing away from the atlas. It doesn't matter if you use roof tiles or inverted stairs, as they work exactly the same. I just prefer the roof tiles as I find them easier to edit. Now that the walls are built, we're going to jump up top and we're going to throw down some floor pieces over each of the walls and the center to prevent lobbers from damaging the atlas. So here's your basic inverted pyramid build. Notice it does have 9 tiles just like the normal pyramid build, but the difference is you only have 4 walls that the husk can actually attack. Now, if you wanted to, you could put in the triangular shaped walls like this or full walls like this. I would recommend doing the triangular shape. The reason for that is so that you actually have better line of sight. As you can see, if you stand right over here, I actually have line of sight to be able to shoot in that direction. But over here, if I was standing to the side, I would not have the ability to shoot any husks that were coming from over there. In addition to that, if you have full walls, you do have to swing wide to get around the base, which could cause you a little bit of precious time. But on the plus side, you do have a shield from blasters. This is personal preference, and if you want to save a bit on building materials, as it does add up over time, these walls are not necessary, as husks will not walk between them. Do note that this is with the current patch 6.02, and it may change in future updates, making these walls a necessary addition to any of the Atlas builds. So now that we have the main base fully upgraded, I'm going to start planning out my traps. I'll be placing floor launchers underneath each of the slanted walls. The purpose of the floor launchers is to knock husks that get to the base away from the base. It will knock them up into the slanted walls and then push them out from the base. So that pretty much covers the defensive side of building an atlas. We have limited all the damage to 4 walls and added in floor launchers to push them away from the base. So now let's start talking about the offensive side. One of the first things you want to do is add in floor tiles coming out from the 45-degree wall. On the back side of the base here, the floor tile is unnecessary because you already have a floor launcher. We'll just knock things off the cliff. On this side, the floor tile is necessary, as any husks that are coming up from this ramp will start taking damage from any trap that is on there about halfway up and then get knocked back into the trap from the floor launcher below. You can use any ceiling trap you want here, but I prefer to use the gas trap as it does the most damage out of any trap in the game. While gas traps are the highest damaging trap in the game, it doesn't hurt to have a couple of extra traps to deal with things like the Husky Husk and Smashers. Adding a couple of extra ceiling zappers above the 45-degree walls adds a little bit more damage just in case something does get past the gas trap, and luckily for us, they do actually work through the slanted walls. Again, note this is as of patch 6.02, and that may change later on down the road in future patches. So you could throw a couple extra tiles here for a little bit extra support. On these tiles, you could throw the ceiling electrical field on them if you wanted to have a little bit more damage, but most likely you're not going to need that. But just in case, I wanted to throw that out there for you. At this point, you could probably get away with most missions with this very minimalistic build, assuming you're the appropriate level and you come in with 3 other players or you have 3 defenders. I would probably drop my base right here in the center and just go with this as it stands, and I'd probably be just fine. Now let's say you're doing a little bit more difficult of a mission, say a 4-player mission, or you're doing something above your power level. You can add in a floor tile and a wall tile. On the floor tile, you want to add in the wooden floor spikes, and on the wall tile, you want to add in some wall dart. What this will do is add a little bit more damage from the wall darts to any husk that comes into this area. It will also slow down the husk as they're going through the gas trap while they're walking through the wooden floor spikes. In addition to that, you could add a half wall here so that any husk that is knocked back by the floor launcher has to walk all the way back around, adding a little extra time before they get back to the wall to damage it. You could do the same thing here, adding a wall dart to add a little extra damage, but you do not need to worry about the floor here because the husks are already going to have to walk around because they will not be able to walk up where the floor launcher is. Just like the opposite side, you could do another hanging wall darts here. Again, the floor tile is not necessary because that will prevent the husk from coming up the ramp the way you want them to, but it will add a little bit extra damage. In addition to that, off of this hanging wall dart tile, you could place another gas trap right here, which adds a little bit more damage as they go up the ramp. Well, that's it for my Atlas build. Hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful, and if you have any comments or questions, please add them below or come on by my Twitch channel where I stream every single day. Happy to help you guys out, run some missions with you, and answer any questions you may have. Please like and subscribe for future Fortnite and other gaming content, and as always, thank you guys for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.